According to recent statistics by the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, around 4 million girls are subjected to female genital mutilation every year. It is also estimated that 230 million girls and women are at risk of being caught every year. That means they are at risk of being circumcised every year. Of course, we know there are different kinds of female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation involves the partial or the total removal of the female genitalia for absolutely no medical reasons. Although significant progress has been made in the sensitization and campaign against female genital mutilation in the countries where it is still being practiced, all thanks to the World Health Organization and the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. However, according to recent reports by the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, about 68 million girls, or over 68 million girls, stand the risk of still being caught by the year 2030. That means over 68 million girls stand the risk of still undergoing female genital mutilation by the year 2030. And this is because female genital mutilation, or female circumcision as it's also called, is still being practiced in over 96 countries of the world, which includes Africa and the Middle East. Now, in communities or societies where female genital mutilation is still being practiced, it is nothing but a perpetuation of gender inequality. Not only gender inequality, also a perpetration of violence against females. It is a violation of the human rights of females, of girls and women in all communities or societies where it is still being carried out. Now, there are different effects of female genital mutilation, and these effects can be immediate or long term, and they can be categorized into two major categories. We have the physical effect and the psychological effects. Now, let's talk about the physical effects of female genital mutilation. 1, severe bleeding. Sometimes when female genital mutilation is carried out on children or on girls, it could bring about severe bleeding, which could take time to even heal, and there could be a lot of loss of blood, which could even lead to so many other complications or even surgery. It brings about severe pain. Female genital mutilation involves the removal of the female genitalia, whether partially or totally, for absolutely no medical reason. And that can be very, very painful. It can also lead to wounds, injury down there, not healing. Imagine as a female, you have a cut down there and it's not healing fast. Imagine how painful it would be. On a good day, just a slight cut down there, just a slight bruise, sometimes even a slight, maybe infection or something. You know how painful it can be for some women. How much more a place that has been wounded, a place that has been cut with a razor blade. How much more? These wounds don't really heal fast. Wounds from female genital mutilation do not really heal fast. Also, we have swelling. Female genital mutilation can cause swelling in females, in girls and women. Also, there's also the problem of urinating. Whenever a lady wants to urinate, a lady that has been circumcised wants to urinate. Of course, there will always be a burning sensation down there. I cannot just imagine how painful it is. Also, it can lead to infections. Ordinarily, even women that have not been circumcised are prone to infections already. Women generally are prone to infections already. How much more a woman that has been circumcised? And also, it can also bring about shock and eventually death. A lot of women have died from this thing called female genital mutilation, which is one of the reasons why I am adding my voice in the campaign, in the sensitization against it. Female genital mutilation also affects childbirth. It can bring about complications during childbirth because that place has been injured already. It can lead to an increased need for cesarean section in some women because they might not be able to give birth naturally just because there's an injury down there. And it can also increase the risk of losing one's newborn or even maternal death. Yes, female genital mutilation is that risky. Now, let's move to the psychological effects of female genital mutilation. It brings about a diminished desire to have intercourse and reduces sexual satisfaction, and which can eventually have a negative impact on marriages. And this outrightly negates the claims by traditionalists that it encourages fidelity in marriages. Is it fidelity on the woman's part or on the man's part? Because when a woman cannot have sex due to injury down there in the vagina, the man will surely look outside. He would surely look for how to satisfy himself. That way, can we still say the marriage is standing? No, it's not standing anymore, except we want to deceive ourselves. So female genital mutilation diminishes sexual desire in women. It doesn't allow women enjoy sex. It also reduces sexual satisfaction. In fact, it makes those women run away totally from sex, which can negatively impact on their marriages and even lead to crashing, of some marriages. So, another psychological effect of female genital mutilation is anxiety and depression. A female that has undergone female genital mutilation is prone to anxiety and depression. There's every likelihood for her to always be depressed and anxious, worried, because her body isn't okay. Emotionally, she will always be disturbed. It can also lead to memory loss. And lastly, it can lead to what is called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So for these reasons, I am here adding my voice to the campaign against female genital mutilation. And please, I also want you to join me in sensitizing people against female genital mutilation by commenting, and liking, and subscribing also too. I'll appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. But I really want to hear from you. I want to hear your comments I want to see your comments in the comment section. And I want you to please like this post and please share. Let the sensitization go on. Let the world know that female genital mutilation should be discouraged at all costs. Thank you.